the number one reason why I left Tanzania is because I was getting scammed numerous times. Was I scammed? I left Tanzania and I've been back in the U.S. for almost 2 months. And for me, it was the best decision that I could have ever made for my future and for my son's future. I was on Facebook and I saw that someone posted a picture of them holding up 500 T-shillings. It seemed like they were trying to say that's how much you would have to pay. You would only have to pay 500 T-shillings to fill up your car, which is, I think they said, less than 50 cents. Situation for me this time was a visa issue. And I'll go into that in another video. I just feel like it's so much to tell, and I need to give the details of that. However, that situation was rectified for me, but at the last minute, after I decided that I was leaving to go home. And there is, someone there in Tanzania that I believe would be great for diasporans to help them make sure that they get their visas and all the paperwork that they need, and to just, not get scammed, and someone that's trustworthy. And as far as I am concerned, I did what was right for me and what was best for me. It didn't matter what anyone had to say to me. The first thing that I didn't like is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already printed in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period, and we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there, and it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears, because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it's just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. For whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there. And that's just the honest truth, you guys. Like, they were laughing at me while I was crying. Like, it was just so funny. Maybe it was just the immigration officers that I dealt with, but it was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So that was like one of the first negative experiences for me there. But yeah, I thought I could, stay there a little bit longer just to feel it out. Now, let me tell you guys, I never, ever, ever had I had no expectations with coming to Africa. Like I told you guys, I had plans to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how their president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. Immigration. I have to leave every 3 months. I know this before going to Tanzania because it's everywhere. It's listed everywhere. But what I didn't take into was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in. And I've been me all my life. This is me. And I'm always changing and growing, but who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not going to work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left too. Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, he can get certain favors from the girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't need sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, I think guys sometimes come to exploit. White and black guys come there to exploit the community, and, they know, like, they can get a lot for little to nothing, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like, they know this. So they go there to sometimes exploit. So, being that I met some cool expats that were males too. That right there was like, okay, don't fit, but, I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with, the African culture and the African people, but because it was that language barrier, I sure it hadn't stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people, but I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, dang, you know, like it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like, in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? You know, because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, you know, I vibe with a few Tanzanian people, the ones that spoke English, and I didn't vibe with any diasporans, actually, not at all. So, you know, that's just what it is.
Currently, we are having so many Black Americans who are moving to Africa, and there are challenges. Of course, there is the good side, and of course, there is the bad side. But before you decide to move from America and settle in Africa, my advice is, first of all, do your research. Do your research. Know which country you're going to settle in, know how the people live, how you're going to earn money, how you're going to invest your money, how you're going to save your money, is there security in that country? Do your research. The problem is most of these Black Americans, when they come to Africa, they have this rainbow image in their head where, yes, is life cheaper in Africa? Yes, definitely life is very, very cheap in Africa, especially if you have American dollars, because when you convert this American dollar into local currency, it's a lot of money. But one thing you need to understand, you're coming in as a foreigner. You're coming in as not a citizen. So definitely you need to do your research. Find out, is this country friendly to foreigners? Is this country allowing me to own land? Is this country allowing me to own houses? How is it allowing me to invest? Is it allowing me, you know, to make a living? You need to do all that research. And then once you have done your research, then make sure you have enough money with you, enough savings with you, because starting from scratch, it is expensive. You need to find which neighborhood you're going to settle in, whether you're going to rent, whether you're going to buy. You need to find out if you have kids, which school they're going to enroll them. And by the way, most schools in Africa, especially good schools, you need to pay money. Those are the ones where you go and you get high quality education, then you need to pay money. For example, here in Kenya, we have most private schools, especially the good ones. We are having American citizens sending their kids in Kenya, because Kenya is one of the countries known as we have one of the best education, especially when it comes to private school. Yes, we have so many Americans sending their kids in Africa, especially in Kenya, and even South Africa, in private schools, because they want their kids, you know, to become independent. They want their kids, you know, to learn more, to become independent, to learn more, and of course also, you know, to interact with other cultures, something like that. Anyway, back to the topic. So once you have done your research, once you know, is this country conducive, friendly to foreigners, then make sure you have enough savings. Make sure you know how I'm going to earn money once I settle in Africa. If I decide, for example, I want to settle in Kenya, how will I earn money? You need to ask yourself all those questions, because in Africa or in Kenya or other parts of Africa, we don't have welfare, we don't have food stamp, we don't have those things. We do not have that. Let me not lie, we do not have that. When you see an African on a piece of land, when you see an African on a house, usually what they have done is they have saved up. And then once they have saved up, they have enough, they have saved enough so that they'll be able to afford to buy that land. They have saved up enough so that they can be able to afford to build that property. They have saved up enough so that they'll be able to rent that property. That's how we have been brought up mentally. We don't like the idea of credit. Africans, majority of Africans right now, we are not we don't like the idea of using credit. We usually like, and I think it's also part of the upbringing, or our parents and our grandparents brought us up, that, you know, if you want something, then you have to save up. Then once you have saved up and You have saved enough and you can afford it, then you can buy it. If you know you cannot afford it, then don't look at it, don't even think about it, just go home until the day you have the enough amount of money to buy that property or to buy that that dress or whatever it is that you want to do. That's basically how we've been brought up. I know some people are shaking their head, but that is literally most. If you talk to most Africans, that's how we've been brought up. Yes, right now they're literally introducing this thing of credit. You know, you can use credit to buy this and that and that. But you know, for us Africans, it's, even us here in Kenya, that the idea of having a debt, we don't like it because. Growing up, you've seen your parents, you've seen your grandparents, you've seen, you know, your neighbors, you know, saving up to buy a property, saving up to rent a property, saving up to buy that dress, saving up to buy maybe a sofa set. That's the mentality people have in Africa or in Kenya, where I come from. So let me know about your country. How is it? So for those Black Americans who are moving in Africa, please, before you move out, do your research. Before you move out, please have enough savings. Before you move out, find out how you're going to earn money once you settle up in that country in Africa. Find out. And remember, do your research before you buy products. Don't just rely on what people are telling you. No, do your research and you go online. If you look at Kenya, we are more of online e-commerce. We have that trend. We are more friendly to foreigners. We are more open-minded to foreigners. So, but in Kenya society, there's a lot of expatriates who are living here and they're finding it and they're making their home and they're very comfortable. And yes, they're thriving. So, before you move, my advice is do your research, have enough savings. Find out how you're going to earn money once you migrate to Africa and settle there. Find out, is the country safe? Find out, are they friendly to, you know, expatriates or foreigners? Find out all this information because it's going to help you in the long run. And of course, how is the education system and all that. Let me know what you think about this video and please don't forget to subscribe, okay? Bye-bye.